Good job, buddy.
Whatever. Good job, buddy. Welcome once, welcome twice. Welcome in Jesus Christ. Come on in the room. Let us know when you come in. Say hello. How you doing? No, I can rap it. I can't rap it. My posse's on Broadway. Hey Tanisha, how are you? Different Tanisha. She said, hey beautiful people.
Why is it sideways?
I don't know. Oh, the broadcast is sideways. That's what you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Will it straighten up if we turn it? Because it ain't ever been sideways, forever.
I don't think so.
Camera outside? Is it iPad switch or something?
The camera over there.
Is it?
It just...
I don't know what's going on, y'all. I'm trying to figure out why we sideways on y'all camera. Is it straight? Is it? I don't know what's going on. We sideways, y'all.
When you did that, it was upside down.
Is it locked over here? Where's the screen thing at? Y'all see we struggling today.
We ain't struggling today.
Uh-huh. I don't know what the new thing is. You know what? Where Jesus, where is that? We sideways, y'all. We trying to fix it. Where the camera on this side?
So you put, ain't long as you plugged in, you sitting on the cord.
So am I there? Did we turn yet?
Alright.
Is it better?
You break it, you bought it.
Alright. Oh. So we put up right now. Ooh, child. Hold on. That's a negative. I won't leave that light. He's one of them broadcast. Alright. So how's everybody doing? If you take a minute, share this to your page so people can join in with us before we get started. How was everybody's Monday? Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine.
See, we ain't never had to do that before.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But I mean, the only thing we can do is stop it and start again. I don't really want to do that. But. So share it to your page, if you will. Let everybody know that we are on and in the middle of get ready to get started with some good stuff. Hey, Sydney. Hey, Michelle. Your Monday was good? Busy? Stressful? What was it? So we are getting ready to dive into our topic. Just trying to give everybody time, a minute. Hey, Mark. Strict on the line, babe.
What up, man?
I caught your show Strict the other day. It was pretty good. I caught the middle to the end, but I caught it. Yeah, we good. Y'all made it back to Miami after Irma was playing too much. It was okay? Was it busy? How was your Monday? So today we got a lot of good stuff going on. The weekend was busy, going on every Tuesday. Oh, okay. Well, Mark, you gotta let me know. Notify. I do a Facebook thing. Well, I don't get the alerts. So text me something. You still text my phone or something so I can watch, because I don't ever remember, because I took my notifications off of from Facebook. Yeah, we left. You left last Tuesday. Okay. So you enjoyed the family. I laughed because you said you wish you wouldn't have tried to drive. Because baby, my husband, he know that feeling all too well. Okay, well, send out some info. Hey, Candace, say her favorite couple. Well, that's good to hear.
Appreciate that.
Yes, I know lately, we talked about how Irma may have us in divorce court. We didn't, I know, right, Mark, that drive with kids is always crazy anyway. Well, I laughed because I said,
they had extra traffic and stuff going up there because everybody was leaving.
Oh, that's right.
It probably took twice as long as it would have normally taken.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so Rose said, I'm new to live, first time posting, I'm ready. Well, I'm glad that you joined us, Rose. Where you from? Oh, he said no. Okay. So we was talking about Irma and how she was causing havoc in our house and about to have us divorced. And so I actually am very thankful for this last week. I don't know where I get this husband from, but I got a new one. Hey, God touched hard. He was acting like that boo. Hey, Rose from Orlando. Okay, Rose. So I was anybody want to join us on screen and say hello? You know, we can add you on so you can look on video. Look.
Can you do that without knocking the thing over?
Be quiet. So anyway, we have had a really good week. My husband's been super supportive and encouraging and helpful and all of the good stuff. And so it was a stressful week, but
you got two people right there.
It was a stressful week, but what I told Cedric was with the stress that I had, if he had not been so supportive and encouraging, I think that it would have been worse. Because when you have stress at your job and then you come home and have stress, it just makes your life. But like we tell people, the one thing, you have to be safe haven. Your house has to be a safe haven. So when we are just Team Thomas, then we get home, it's kind of okay. I know everything went crazy all day long. Yeah, Mark, he really is a good dude. I must say, we have our times. He has his times, but I know I saw a post that I posted. It said 2 years ago that he reshared, but it was saying that the changes that God made in him make you feel like you're cheating almost, like it's a different guy. Because I remember the beginning and the stages we went through, and then just to see who I have now.
You cheat?
I'm cheating with Lil Boo Boo. And then with Jericho, Lil Boo Boo. So, it's thankful because if you had seen our relationship in the beginning and see it now, it's hard to say that God can't change people, can't change relationships. Because there was a time that you couldn't pay me to believe that we would still be married to this day. But not only are we married, we like each other, we have fun, we are friends. And Mark, it doesn't mean that you don't have hard times. But I think through those different adversities, it builds you. It can tear you down, or it can build you stronger together.
See, Mark said it took them a minute too.
Right. That's why I was responding to him, saying that in those hard times you can either get close together or you can go farther apart.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you go through hard times, you learn how to suffer through some things together. So when you have something, then, and like Mark, you should understand that when you get to some place where you have something, then you have built what you have together. So, you don't have those same, woes as is this person with me for whatever, or do they love me for me? They done seen my worst, they seen my best, they love me through my faults, and then we're still together. Yeah, communication is the biggest. I always say that's the biggest one. Mm-hmm. So, once again, I'm going to ask you to share to your page. So now we're going to get started into our topic. Exactly, that's what builds the foundation, right? But not only the foundation, Rose, it builds. It has to be continual, because I've seen people that did good in the beginning. They talked about stuff in the beginning, but in the beginning, a lot of times your issues are easy. You know what I'm saying? Like when you like, I like you. I like, what we gonna eat at? What we gonna do this? But then when you get to, we gotta pay this bill. We don't have the money for this. These kids need this. Then life gets more serious, right. And then it's not, the communication starts to dwindle, because either most of the time the men will shut down because they don't want to hear us nag. We talk, we over talk, we just nag, blah 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 blah, and they shut down, right?
Right.
And so typically you'll have where the communication gets worse. So even if you had it good in the beginning, the communication has to evolve with the relationship. So,
or some women talk until they get their way, and then the man is like, well, do whatever. So it's not really coming to a compromise. You just keep talking and weighing him down until he see it your way.
But is that good?
No, I'm just saying that's another type of situation.
But I'm saying, but I want you to tell them why that's not good, because a lot of women talking to the man just gives in. But
right,
why?
Because he's shut down, and then he's not actively. He doesn't feel a part of the marriage, and he doesn't feel like his opinion matters.
And what about, like, sometimes they go outside the marriage?
Well, that too.
And now I'm saying, but not only that, but then the situation reoccurs.
Right.
Why does it reoccur?
Because there's no resolution.
But last time we just did whatever.
Right.
When she says that, what do you say to that? Because a lot of times I feel like, well, we talked about this last time. And it's something you said I did, so I was hoping you can remember.
I don't remember.
Something when you said when I said we talked about this, we done had this conversation, and you said we didn't talk about it.
Oh yeah, I said no, we did what you wanted to do.
Right, time, right. And I was trying to just get you to talk about the men's point of view, but you're not even in the camera at all.
I'm in the camera.
Your one side, your body. How
you see this face? That's all.
How you say it makes a big difference to us. Sometimes you talk to us the same way you talk. Okay, so Curtis said something that's huge. Before we go any further, I want to talk about that. It says, how you say it makes a big difference to us. Sometimes you talk to us the same way you talk to the children. And we're finding that is a common problem.
Right.
Like, common over 80, 90% problem. Because they're so used to dictating to the children and telling children what to do that they start to talk back. Hey, Earl.
I think today's birthday, too.
I ain't seen that. But I ain't been on there yet either.
Or is it later on in the week?
So, you tend to start to treat it like that. But what women don't understand, and women, you can chime in, is that you don't know how to switch when you're dictating to the children. I think because men don't move as fast as we like, or they don't come the way we want them to do things, right. Then we kind of start dictating to them. But what happens is you have a problem later is, we want them to be head of household and make decisions and run stuff, but then we like to run. We want them to run the stuff, but the way we want them to run it, which is like a contradiction.
Well, but the thing is, like Rose said, you dictate at work too.
Correct.
You have to leave work at work. When you come home, even if you're a boss at work, you're a wife at home.
It's hard, Rose. It's hard when you have to make decisions all day long, get stuff done all day long. You come home and then, you're like, okay, we can just do this real quick. But if you really support the man, that doesn't mean you deball him.
Right. You want him to be the head of the house, so you got to let him.
It is, but Rose is something that's practiced. You have to pick your battles. Sometimes I just let her have her way. But it's something I know about. I will explain my point more. Okay. Well, I'm not saying that you won't ever let your wife have her way. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But there's a lot of women that just run their husbands.
Right. They want it their way every single time.
And he's given up because she nags or fusses so much or throws a tantrum or won't give the draws or whatever,
Right.
that he just, now it's a common thing that he just gives in to whatever she wants. And that's never good, because first of all, your children see that. They see when you let your when your wife talk to the husband any kind of way, the children see that, and then they kind of feel the same way. But at the same time, there has to be a balance. There's God's order.
Well, right, and that's the thing too, is that marriage is all about working together and coming to a compromise. You can't always be the one winning, because you can win the battle and then lose the war and end up getting divorced because the other person does not feel like their opinion matters, like you don't respect what they have to say.
Well, the whole thing is marriage is teamwork. So it may be times, you go with him. Sometimes he may go with you. But it's the fact that you guys talk about it. Everybody's point has to feel valid, feel heard.
Right.
And what we tend to do is, women, we just fuss until we get our way. And that, like you said, a lot of times they'll go along with us just to go along. But in the end, sometimes you just see men just break, just go off. And you be like, what the world happened to them?
Right.
Well, because they got tired of you telling them what to do.
Over something small, right?
Yeah, and it definitely could be something small.
Right. The other part of that is if there are men that are super controlling, that run everything, and you should run the household, but at the same time, if you're loving your wife, as Christ says, love the church, you will respect what she has to say, what she thinks about things, and you will value her input. You say, babe, I'm thinking about this. What do you think about that? What do you think we should do in this situation?
Right.
You have a conversation about it, and then you come to some type of consensus. Like, you ultimately, you make the final decision, of course, but it's still, you have input. She feels valuable, like she's involved in it.
Right. And so, that was, that we went off to the side a little bit, but I know they were talking about men say it's not what you say, women, it's how you say it to them, and talking to them like they're one of your children. And we have to do better, women, because we are notorious for talking to them like they're our child. Right. And yes, we may have multiple children, we may have a job, we run stuff, but when you come home, that husband is the head of that household. Doesn't mean dictatorship, but you can't treat him like he's your child. He doesn't want another mother, he wants a wife. And a wife is a partner. It's team, whatever your last name is. And we get it twisted because we get crazy with all this, I mean, and that's the main thing women do. They hold out with sex when you don't do what I want you to do.
Right.
But that's not godly.
Right.
That's witchcraft. That's manipulation. That's a whole bunch of other things that we just don't want to get into. And then you wonder why your marriage isn't flourishing. But it can't just be your way or the highway.
Right.
Marriage is teamwork. And you're going to get your way sometimes. And sometimes, and it could be a season where he's telling you no about everything. You like, well, dog. But if you trust him as the leader, the head of your household, then
right, you got to go with it.
You got to go with it. Yeah. Just like your kids, you tell them no for some things. There might be a time when you say, no, I don't think you should do that. No, I don't think you should do that. It could be a few times you tell them no in a row. Well, they could feel like, well, dog, mom won't want me to do nothing. But then you find out later on that there was a reason why your parents went a certain way. So when they go that way, you got to trust that if I trust him as the head of the household, then I can't question everything he says and does. Why you do that? Why you want to do that? And why you do that? Okay, so either you trust him or you don't. Right. And if you don't, you need to find out why you don't trust your husband.
Well, and that could speak to the choice that you made. Why would you marry someone that you don't trust? That, to me, that doesn't make any sense.
But marriage a lot of times is built on the wrong foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
We married somebody because they were cute. They got money.
You married somebody because they offered you some type of service or made you feel some type of way.
Right.
And once that service dries up, what do you have? Or if they stop doing that thing you like, what do you have?
That thing I like.
Exactly.
But it's true. If you look at sex or anything, exactly. Whatever it is that your marriage was built on, or that you really... The why is important. What do you mean the why is important, Rose? You're saying asking him why is important? Elaborate on that.
Right, I was going to say something. I forgot.
I'm sorry, baby.
I'm getting old. Anyway, Michelle had a question. We missed it a long time ago. It said, before you saw the change in Cedric, were you standoffish during that process?
Okay, Michelle, I don't know if I totally understand the question. It's up and down. Like I told you, your life goes through waves and seasons. And Cedric likes to do this illustration about how when you're going in waves, you're trying to get on the same wavelength, but a lot of times you up, he down, or vice versa. Like you might be like, oh my baby, I'm in love, and then the next thing you know, he in love, and you don't want to be bothered, but you want to try to get on the same wavelength. And so during the process, I was frustrated, but I went to God with it.
Well, you can look at it as like seasons. When you're not really vibing or feeling each other, it's like fall and winter. And the more you communicate and the more you work on your marriage, the shorter those fall and winter seasons become, and it's spring and summertime more often.
I think we need to do a thing on that, the seasons of marriage and how to make them shorter.
Right.
Because once you learn how to make them shorter, you don't have as many problems, and it doesn't it's not so long during those rough seasons. Like so,
and it's more enjoyable times than rough times.
Right.
I know what I meant to say. Rose said something about dictating at work. It would seem to me that if you're a boss at work, that you would want to come home and relinquish control and be able to relax your mind, and you know what I mean, get a break. Everybody needs a break to turn your mind off or whatever.
Okay, she said, did you shut down for him? So Michelle, okay, I'm still not shut down for him.
I don't know. I'm just not talk or something.
I mean,
oh yeah, Rose was talking about the why you married somebody you don't trust them. That was what she was referring to.
Right. Well, okay. So what are the signs that your husband isn't interested anymore? Well, every person is different. Husband or wife, everybody is different. And you would know what that is for your spouse, honestly. Or, hey Romeo, the thing about it is that they cannot be interested because of what's going on. Your lack of communication, your lack of intimacy, your lack of intimacy, lack of love, lack of communication. When you feel frustrated, you don't feel like I'm in love with that person or I'm not interested anymore.
You just hit on it. It's those waves. It just may be a time when he's not. It just could be a time when you're into him and he's not feeling you as much. You're up and down.
Yeah, I was like, your hand over there, they can't see you. I do. So, but the good thing about it is that it's plenty of time that I wasn't interested in Cedric anymore. And I'm sure he had the same feeling for me.
No.
Shut up. But God. I know that sounds really spiritual, but the more we got closer to God and asked God what to do and how to help us, he, kind of changed one or more of our mindsets. It wasn't an easy process, though. It didn't just go away. He doesn't like to communicate. That's not a good thing, right? No, but Cedric didn't like to communicate.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you have to look at, like I said, you're not living in a vacuum. You two guys are married to each other. So how are you communicating to him? How are you talking to him? When are you talking to him? All of that takes, and you have to be taken into consideration.
But see, Cedric always says, when I say, I was like, you doing this, you doing that? He'll say, you're not living in a vacuum. Well, now I understand what he means by that.
Right.
Because it's kind of like that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Correct.
You say he says you're not living in a vacuum, meaning that you're getting a response for what you're giving to me.
Right.
So, like, if I'm being snappy or smart mouth or I'm doing certain things,
or nagging,
whatever,
because of that,
what I'm considering him doing whatever or not doing whatever can be a direct response about what I'm giving him.
Right.
So that was you have to check yourself to see how are you talking to him.
Right.
When are you talking to him? Does he feel loved? Does he feel appreciated? Does he feel like the man of the house, or does he feel like another one of the kids?
Does he trust you with his heart and his feelings? Because if your man doesn't trust you, he won't share with you his intimate feelings, because feelings for a man is something that's very intimate and personal. And if I don't trust you and I don't believe that you have my best interest at hand, I will not share with you the innermost workings of what I'm feeling and what I think.
You said something big. Then you said that's intimate for a man. Feelings are intimate for a man.
Right. Women are always, I feel this, I feel that. They just blurt them out. Men don't do that. We're raised to keep those bottled up inside.
So, wow. So the bigger question, if he's not talking to you, is does he trust you?
Right.
Does he trust you with his heart?
And if not,
why?
Why not? I wanted to say too briefly, Scott said we should write a book about this subject. It's on the way.
We are right. We've been writing the book, Scott. Tuned, Lord Jesus, we ain't finished that book yet.
Yeah, stay tuned. And Candace said that you hit the nail on the head. What we're talking about, she had to pull over.
Candace, this is the second week we done had a topic that we have not really gotten to the topic yet. Jesus, right. But I say, God, do your thing.
Yeah, Carolyn said hello. What's up,
Hey,
Carolyn?
Carolyn.
Latrice says that's true. Scott agrees, and then Miss Smith says yes, he lacks trust because of his previous relationship.
And that could be true, but I'm going to say, out of the couples that we talked to, and it's been hundreds that we did one-on-one sessions with,
right.
It's usually something that the wife is still doing. Like, we don't consider it, we might not consider what we're doing to be a problem, but it is to them.
Right.
And because, like Cedric said, they don't trust us, and they're not talkers, so they don't just, you make me feel this, or when you do this, make me feel that, because they make it feel like they feel like they're weak, or
right. You have to read between the lines. Another thing I would mention to you as well is that, I mean, I don't know exactly what the situation is, but a lot of times when you marry someone, you don't clearly communicate what your expectations are and what you would like for the other person to do. Right. And when you don't do that, if they don't meet those expectations, you have resentment toward them and you don't even know it. You're treating them a type of way and you don't even know why. You don't even realize that you're doing it.
Right.
So you have to, like I said, be mindful of how you're approaching, how you talking to that man. Are you talking to him with love and compassion? Are you giving him the benefit of the doubt? And a lot of times, if you're doing that, then the communication component will take care of itself.
Well, I ain't gonna say take care of itself. It'll be better, but
if your man feels like you said about when our relationship, the way our relationship was, when you start doing all the stuff that you were supposed to do, I didn't have a problem opening up saying to you or whatever, because I felt like you were doing the right things. You had my best interest.
But that didn't come right. It just wasn't like you do what you're supposed to do. It happened. It still took a long time because
I'm just saying it did take care of itself though, because here we are. It wasn't like you said.
We had to work at it, babe. I don't want to give a false.
No, I'm not saying she don't. That's what I'm saying. You have to. But if you're not doing that and you expect it to change, that's the very definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
I guess I got a goner. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh Lord, Latrice, what does that mean? So, there's a lot of topics that we've just kind of dabbled on here today that are really big, and they could be deal breakers in your marriage, because everybody wants to feel important. Men don't want to be talked down to. They don't want to be nagged. They don't want to be fussed at. Women want to feel like their opinion matters. They want to feel like you listen to us, so we won't continue to repeat this. A lot of times we repeat the same thing, feeling like you're not hearing me, and it's not they don't hear you. They're not understanding where you're coming from. Like we might be saying the same words over and over again, thinking that now it's different, but you're saying what you're just saying the same thing over and over again, and you don't really get it.
A lot of times though, too, people don't think about it, but in biblical terms, you will repeat the same things over and over again if you're not learning the lesson that you're supposed to learn.
Right. So Michelle says it takes both parties to be willing to be open up. But Michelle, my husband was not. Listen, let me throw this out there real quick. It wasn't until around the 10-year mark when we were going to do a 10-year renewal that we start to open up, and I say him more than anything, and we had an intimate relationship. I'm not talking about sexual, an intimate relationship where I knew him, knew some things he liked, colors he liked, things like that. Simple things I thought at 10 years, 10 years with somebody, you got to know them. No. You can live in the same house with somebody for 10 years and not know their likes and dislikes. because the person might not tell you, you might not ask, you might not pay attention. Sometimes we're so busy with life that we don't pay attention to what's around us. We don't watch our surroundings. We don't know when, when he comes in the house every day and now he's starting to go straight to bed. When he comes in the house and he looking sad, or he comes in the house and something happens. When you know your spouse and you're intimate with your spouse, you start to notice those subtle changes that he might not have something wrong. Because men get depressed too, but they don't express. They don't say I'm depressed. Right. it manifests itself in subtle ways where they don't really feel like doing anything, or they're now going to bed, or now not doing much. So we have to be very careful about not paying attention and knowing our spouse, because at the 10-year mark is when did you say stay woke? At 10-year mark is when I start to learn him and he started to learn a lot more about me. Right. Because we took time not to just exist, but to know each other and learn each other intimately.
And I do agree, Michelle, it does take both parties, but at the same time, you're responsible for you. So you have to make sure that you're doing all that you can do. But
when I started, God told me to work on me, right, and he fixed Cedric. So Cedric, I didn't go to Cedric and say, we got to do this together. I went to God and I said, God, he's this, he's that, blah, blah. And God directed me to me, and you work on you and let me take care of him. And that's exactly what he did. Right. So Cedric wasn't a willing participant in the beginning. It wasn't like, hey, we're going to do this together, go team. Right. And even in the beginning, he gave me some resistance because he was thinking like, he's trying to kill me.
Oh. Well, we're glad you came back,
right,
Rose.
Glad you came back, Rose. But like I say, in the beginning, he wasn't, we didn't have a team playing together. I just had to work on me, and God fixed him.
All right, 2 big questions. Ambi says, actually, let's do Carolyn's first, because I think hers will be shorter, the answer. Why is it that some men feel when their wife is speaking to them about a problem or situation bad, they say, don't talk to me like that, you're not my mother, and get an attitude and don't want to talk anymore? It's not like that I'm not yelling, I'm just talking strong.
Okay, so you can answer that, honey, because you know the answer.
Well, I would say, Carolyn, that just like when Angie and I first got married, our definitions of what respect is were totally different. There's certain buzzwords that would set your person off that you need to learn. Like for me, I didn't like the word shut up. That was something that, I was taught was not a thing, and my wife didn't have a problem with that. So it may be something of that nature that you're not necessarily yelling at him, but it could be.
But your tone?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The tone, not only the tone, but when you're speaking about it. Is it you're speaking about it after you've already had some heated situation? There's already some friction.
Keywords.
Right, keywords.
Like saying you always, you never. Right. I can't think of now, but like those words, whenever you say you always this, that, and the other, that's something that we do all the time, but that's not, no one always does anything. Right. And you never, those are words that you should stay away from. And those words, whenever you start sentences out with you this, you did this, or you, whenever you start with you, people automatically put a wall up, right, a fence around and say, I don't want to hear the rest of what you're saying. So I'm telling you that you saying speaking strongly, he may feel like it's disrespectful. Right. That's why what the words you're saying that he said leads me to believe that he feels like what you're saying is disrespectful to him, or your tone is disrespectful, or you're talking to him in a disrespectful manner. Right.
Or it could be some words that you use with the kids all the time that you're using with him. I like I said, I'm not there. That's just, we kind of spitballing there. The next one is Ambi Jeffrey says, why do they say that when men cheat on their spouses, it's only physical? Doesn't it have to be emotional as well? And why do we as women have to always forgive and forget?
You want me to answer you?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, but you're a man, so.
No, but she was saying, why do we as women? I don't know why they have to. That's what she said.
Well, okay, this is the thing. That's the one out that the Bible gives you is infidelity. Cheating, going with somebody else. But you have the option to stay. So I always recommend that we deal with it honestly. that we get counseling, that we talk about it, that we don't brush it under the rug. Like, just let time go by and then we go back to life as normal. Because if it's not addressed, it will resurface.
Well, and I will say this too, now that you said that. If there are two situations too where I think it'll be unbearable for both parties. If you decide to stay, but you always bring it up every time something happens, then that's going to be a problem.
Right.
And the second thing that's going to be a problem is if you decide to stay and your spouse is not willing to answer all of the questions that you have and do the things that you require them to do to regain your trust, then that's going to be a problem.
Right. Because the person that is the offender, if they really want forgiveness and to move forward and to mend their relationship, they have to be completely honest as about everything.
Transparent, right?
The problem is,
and then be willing to do whatever it takes to gain that trust back.
Right.
If
the problem is,
every night,
if you ask the question, you have to be prepared for the answer, and you might not like it. Because why they did what they did, or what led them, or what position he had her in, you might not want to know all that.
Right.
Because it can, now you might be.
It could be a little overwhelming.
It can be overwhelming.
Right.
And so you have to be careful. You want that. You don't have to forgive an infidelity if you don't want to. However, if you choose to forgive, you have to forgive and move on. Actively move on.
Well, you have to forgive, but you don't have to necessarily forget it and stay there. That's your choice.
I'm saying you can forgive. I mean, you gotta forgive everybody.
Right.
But I'm saying you have to, if you choose to stay with that spouse, you have to, say, just like everybody make mistakes. Now there's the infidelity. Right. Yours might be something else. So you have to be willing to say, because no one wants. Hey Ashley, no one wants somebody that's gonna bring up their faults every day.
Right.
I don't want you to bring up my faults every day. I can have something that's wrong, but you don't want to hear it every day.
Right.
So if the person is trying to move forward and fix it, if you decide to stay with them, you can't bring it up every day. No one wants their faults, their downside, their whatever brought up every day.
Lastly, she said it doesn't have to be emotional. No, it doesn't have to be emotional. It could just be physical, but it may be emotional.
No, but most men are physical. Because men are physical beings. They like to see.
She said, doesn't it have to be emotional as well? It doesn't have to be.
No.
It can be.
Men are, but that's what I'm saying. Men are mostly physical.
How you know? You ain't no man.
Shut up. Men are, I can't say shut up.
See?
I can't say shut up. See?
Now, as soon as the camera get off, we're going to argue.
No. I'm going to sleep. No, but most men are physical. They like what they see, like the big butt, the big titties, whatever it is that they like, whatever that floats their boat, they like it. And typically, you have a wife, you come home, she looking like Aunt Jemima, head wrapped up. She not trying to be sexy for you. Because we typically go out the door looking real sexy, come home and unwrap all the Spanx and garbs and everything else, and home looking like Oompa Loompa, whatever we do. So
that dirty moo-moo with the hole in it.
Dirty moo-moo. Oh God, I don't have moo-moo.
Spaghetti stains on it.
So, but women are more emotional. We end up going with somebody, talking to somebody that's listening to us because our husband don't want to talk. He don't want to share. We talk too much. So then this person that's around us becomes this listening ear. And then he gains our heart and our trust. And then you fall and insert the penis.
Nah, don't fall in. All right. Carolyn says, "Oh wow, thanks. I didn't think of the buzzwords," and she's always saying "you." So that could be why you get the response that you.
If you say "you," even with him and I'm like you what? Right. What I did? And that's both of us. So we have to find another way to say, babe. When this situation happened, it made me feel okay. This is the best. Let me give y'all a formula, a tool, one of the tools we give couples.
Give it to.
Okay, Cedric, when you do A, it makes me feel like B. So I'm telling him when he does this is how I feel. He can't dispute my feelings. He can't say, you don't feel like that. So I'm not saying you did something wrong. I'm telling him, how I feel in a certain situation.
Right.
So it's not threatening. I don't say we need to talk. We talk about that all the time. Whenever you tell a man we need to talk, the next thing coming is something bad. Because good things never come behind we need to talk. Because if I had something good to tell me, I call him, babe, guess what? But if I say I got to talk to you when I get home, that ain't nothing good.
Right.
Ever. Okay, somebody just came up comment.
No, you missed one. Latrice says, I was engaged and broke it off and just recently been battling with should I leave the relationship altogether. Listening to you all and taking pride in my change and my behaviors, I'm sure that the man in my life just doesn't want this as much as I do. I've done all the above, and pushing further in the midst of just existing is not what I want to continue to deal with. And I've dealt with this for 4 years. That's what she said.
Goner. Yeah. Latrice, don't be so much. Latrice, don't jump so much on the goner boat, because I'm telling you, Cedric and I had at least 5 years where you couldn't have paid me and believe we would still be together. So not only are we together, but we're helping marriages. So God has the final say in any relationship, in anything.
Right. Brown T says, in my relationship, he always dwells on the lack that he experiences, and I find myself constantly reminding him to speak positive because the tongue is powerful. Do you find yourself encouraging him to speak positive and to be grateful for where you both are?
Okay, so he always dwells on the lack. Okay. This is the one thing we tell people, to sit down and have an honest conversation. To say, babe, I want to be a good wife. What things do I need to improve upon? Let him tell you. And you actively work on those things. Because if he's speaking negative, see, everybody doesn't have the tools that we've learned that you can't just speak a bunch of negative things. And you might get a sermon or hear something that makes you not want to speak negative anymore. But that's a learned behavior.
Right.
It's natural to speak what we see, and it's a lot of times it's in the negative situations. So asking what you can do to be better, work on those things. He may or may not ask you what he can do better, but you work on you and watch God change him. And
well, it's actually natural to be negative, because when you're looking at something, the first thing your eye goes to is what's wrong with it. You don't list all the stuff that's right. You go, oh, this is not straight.
Your hand over there.
This is not straight. This is not lined up, whatever the case may be. You don't say, oh, this is nice, that's nice, that's nice. But this one thing, you always go to the one thing that's wrong. That's just, innate. Right, yeah. Human nature. So that's a learned behavior, like you said. So just, you speak positive and speak those things and be nice as though they were. Latrice says, what if he disputes your feelings?
Latrice, we deal with that. My husband like to tell me what I feel sometimes.
I don't tell you what you feel ever.
Instead, try to go for light and tell us something.
I don't tell you that.
I continue to repeat, babe, well, this is what I feel when we have this conversation or this situation and you say this is how it makes me feel. Don't go over into the whole emotional thing, because it typically goes awry. Just keep repeating. Oh.
You all right?
I know, bedtime. Just keep repeating that when you do this, it makes me feel like this. And he's much better, but he used to tell me, you don't feel like that, stupid. You're dumb, feel like that. My husband would say, that's dumb.
Really?
I was like, so my feelings dumb? Yeah, if you think that's stupid, man, that's dumb.
No.
My husband was, so y'all see Cedric now. Y'all don't know.
Y'all don't believe that I was saying
my
that.
Husband was.
Look at me with the Black Love t-shirt on. I would never say that.
He was mean and can revert back when he wants to be mean. And he is mean where he cuts you to the core. Where he say hurtful stuff that you can't bounce back from. You be on the floor bleeding and he walk by, get up, dumb heifer.
I'm so sweet. So sweet.
No, do not give him thumbs up for that mess. This right here was the devil.
Oh wow, really?
Yes.
Why would you ever make?
Look at Ashley talking about not Cedric. Oh right. Yes, not Cedric.
Me. No,
baby. I probably could take it back a couple weeks. He still revert back to something mean, and then he'll try to come and fix it. See, that's the thing. And that doesn't mean that you won't have bad times and disagreements, Cedric cut you to you in ICU with his words.
No.
You ain't gonna out-argue Cedric. Believe it or not, as much as I talk, you ain't gonna out-argue Cedric. And
do I even look like I'm someone that argues?
Look, Tanisha said, yep, he just said.
You said what? What you said?
Tanisha, you lived with us. You lived with us before Black Love came all the way along. You know this dude right here.
Man, I'm so
can be
chill.
meaner than a rattlesnake.
Boy, I'm so nice.
But I thank God that God has brought him a mighty long way. So with ladies, it should tell you that no matter what you have right now,
the trees is propaganda. Don't believe it.
Listen, if you say, "Oh, my husband don't talk," my husband didn't talk. I ain't know no ex-girlfriend. Ain't know nothing about the first 5-10 years.
I'm about to sue my wife for slander.
I ain't listen. Slander
and libus.
Defamation. Slander means that it's not true. Let's say, is Cedric a Libra?
No, I'm
he a Leo. Jesus, whatever that mess is. Listen, this thing right here. When I tell you God brought us from a mighty long way, don't treat no more buttons.
Mighty. Long way, because, boy, Andrew was a mess.
No. And I was a fusser. Look at Tico.
Yeah, what's up, Tico?
I was a fusser, but Cedric is and it's so funny because I'm the talker, but Cedric cuts you to your words. And then I'm like, I don't want to talk no more. Oh, so now you can determine when we stop and start? Yeah. And he wouldn't let it die.
Now, mind you, when she want to have these conversations, it's 3:00 in the morning.
No, it's not.
We gotta go to work.
No, I experienced that. No, yes, Lord, don't you, Tanisha? That God. Look, Tanisha, know there's a God. You see that? You see that right there, Tanisha? Know there's a God.
Yeah.
Listen,
3:00 in the morning.
People see Cedric and be like, well, I forgot later that she was telling us about problems she was having. She was like, y'all wouldn't know about that. I was like, we've been there, done all of that, baby.
Yeah.
But God has brought us through. So anyway, we did not necessarily get into our topic again. We on week 3.
Oh, Angie was lying on me.
I didn't lie on him.
Telling them lies. I got to pray for all night. Oh, Lord.
First of all, Cedric don't pray for nobody all night. Cedric say a prayer and go to bed.
Oh, Lord.
Really? There is a God. Tisha, I know what you meant, honey.
You gotta rub it and you gotta get it warm.
Cedric, stop.
Cha-cha.
Really?
Bring her mind back.
So, the topic that we have not gotten to yet because Cedric is the same one from last week. That you had. What's your topic?
What's the topic?
Rose, that gotta be for next week too now. But what's the topic you talking about?
Actually, 2 weeks if we haven't done the last one.
What is the topic of tonight was supposed to be how do you prove that you love somebody you love them?
That was the same one from last week, right?
Right, because last week shut up, don't you say
Rose
again.
There you go. See? But she talking about me. See, she ain't changed, she the same. She ain't changed.
See, listen.
She has not been delivered.
What's your topic, Rose? Tell it. Say it. But go ahead, Cedric. How do you prove to someone that you love them?
Stop telling them to shut up. On the TV. When everybody watching, embarrassing me in front of company.
Parents that overstep boundaries. So that's
in-laws?
in-laws? Oh, we done did one of those, honey. Oh, we
can talk about that all day.
Yes, all
day long.
We've done that. Yes. But that's where you gotta work on your communication first with y'all.
Yeah, buddy.
Y'all gotta be tight before y'all start dealing with that. Because if you won't, boy, y'all being divorced court.
Buddy.
2 weeks in a row, still haven't got right, Tanisha. 2 weeks in a row, we still haven't got to the topic.
Right. If anybody has a topic, you're more than welcome.
So we got 2 topics. Topic was
Rose will give us one too.
Listen, we got 2 topics. We got one.
How to prove your love, I think. Right?
How do you prove someone that you love them? The other one was the seasons of marriage and how to make them shorter.
Oh, and then in-laws is off the chain.
But we have been down the in-laws road.
Here we go. How do you move forward after your spouse passes away? Wow.
Ooh. Hey, Funk Love.
Funk Love.
Ooh, last week was right on time though. Well, thank you, Tanisha. The Lord came in for real last week, honey. I wasn't about a dime. Look, I wasn't about a dime after, before, everything. But I said, if this is really God's ministry and what He has us to do, then we have to be open to deviate when he tells us to, because just being grateful was just something that's still being heavy on me, because I got things that's going on. I feel like that weighs on me heavily, but looking at the positive,
being obedient.
Being obedient. What I'm being obedient about that?
You just said you have to be open to deviate if the Lord tells you. So you're working on being obedient.
You so smart. I love me old smart
so you
man.
Be obedient to me when I tell you to do something.
What you gonna tell me to do?
Ooh, because you turn that camera off.
Boy, quit doing your mouth like Stevie J.
If you turn that camera off, you gonna see what you're gonna tell you to do.
Anyway, so we're gonna try this topic again for the third week in a row.
Third week.
Yes.
Tree week.
We're going to get on it early so we can start for real, because that right there is not, we ain't made it out yet. But
we gotta figure out why you got this thing turned sideways like that too.
Latrice is his fault. Something wrong with him. I am tired. Long day and back at it again tomorrow.
Right.
But hopefully,
Rose, we have to get back with you on that one. That's a tough one.
Yeah, Rose, that's gonna have to be
deep.
That's gonna be. Yeah, Rose, that's deep right there. Cause it's not easy. It's not easy to move past the loss of a family. Oh, interrupt now. I'll call thing.
Huh? I didn't do that.
It's not easy to get over a family member, more or less a spouse that's no longer here, and especially when you see people that have been gone for a long time. So, that you've been with for a long time. So, we have a few topics. If you have a topic, you can always inbox us. We love to chat with you. We're supposed to be doing some through the week little topics, but my husband, he's slacking. Hey, Ma.
Angie need to tighten up.
Thanks, Rose, for inboxing me. Hey, y'all, my mama's birthday tomorrow. Tell her happy birthday. She's in Michigan. She won't be here for her birthday. We had a birthday party for her. It was so much fun.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday tomorrow, Mother.
Happy birthday.
Hi, this is Mom. Look, she said my happy. This is Mom. I know. I said, hey, Mom. Y'all tell my mommy happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
75, baby. Mama, you see all these people telling you happy birthday? She just went to Michigan to enjoy her birthday after her birthday party. Got all these wonderful birthday shout outs. So anyway, anything else before we move on? We talked about men and how they don't like to be talked to like a child. What you talking about, babe?
I can't remember.
You, mom getting smoke, whatever. And you wear it well. Well, you better wear it well, mama.
Yeah, we have to watch it again and see what we talked about. I don't know.
So anyway.
Oh yeah, don't forget to go to YouTube. Black Love United. We got all type of videos on there you can watch and check out. My lovely wife put some on there.
My husband supposed to put some on there, so I ain't studying him.
The last couple you put on there didn't go on there. So you gotta learn me how to do it better.
Something wrong with him.
You gotta learn me.
Terrence or mother is Cedric's friend, which I believe is directly related to our oars. The
That's
people
your
look,
people's.
Terrence, my mom is in Michigan with some oars right now, which is our family. I believe Terrence is our people. He retarded like us, so we love all the special people. So anyway, we are going to bounce. Make sure you subscribe to our events on this page so you can see when we have an event topic coming up every Monday night at 8 o'clock.
Invite your friends to come and watch it, even though it's over. They can rewatch that.
Yeah,
thing.
they can hit the replay. The replay is always good. I do go back and look through the comments and comments on the stuff, even on the replay. So
well, I don't do that. But I do that. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't do that.
So we are going to close with prayer as we always do. Is there anybody that had a particular prayer request? I know we did that last week. Something that you need prayer for. If not, we're gonna just pray in general. But it's okay. God knows what you got going on. I told you that you're related to me and says my brother, not a friend. Right. But that would be like a little bit of incest or something. If you my family and he your brother. So I'm not gonna say that, Terrence, right now. So it's your time to pray, baby, because I prayed last week, the last 2 weeks.
You talking about prayer requests and all that?
Maybe you can read.
I already wrote mine down. I don't freestyle. Praying.
Oak Ridge family.
Funk love.
Look, Funk, I don't know when I catch you no more, because oh God, do you see this mess on my wall?
Oak Ridge.
He living his pipe dreams. You saying? You got other
young and sissy. Woo!
He's sassy too.
Sissy.
Go put that jersey down.
Say what?
Go put that jersey down.
I see you doing it wrong. That ain't right. I thought you had my best interest. Now I don't trust you no more.
Go put that jersey on.
I ain't tell you no more secrets of my heart.
Look, Terrence said, let's sing Happy Birthday to your mama. Wait a minute.
Oh, Lord. You don't want me to sing?
It's just me over here. Cedric ain't gonna say nothing.
I'll sing, but it might tear that screen up.
Sing, babe. Sing.
Happy birthday to you.
Sing, babe.
You gotta do the love. You. That's how you know you really getting it when that lip go to quivering. Happy birthday.
Terrence, see what you doing? See right there? That's what. So, Funk Love, again, right, Michelle? When do you do your music things? Good night, baby.
Love you.
Love you too.
Peace be with you.
Because I've been listening to some random people. I want to know when y'all...
right. You and wifey gonna tag team that thing.
Again, I'm just saying. So anyway, we're going to close out prayer. You didn't have a prayer request, so you don't have to freestyle it.
Oh, let me get mine right then.
That's your son progress report. You gonna read your progress report?
I wrote it down somewhere.
7:30 to 8:30. Okay.
Little book right here.
But is it you? Cause I've been delayed. Cause we went on a couple weeks and I didn't see you. Oh, come on here.
Huh?
What day at?
Huh?
Jay High in the building, Lord Jesus. Monday night mixes go live. All right, so Monday night mixes go live. All right, baby, go. Go.
Y'all buy y'all bit. See, you talk to me like a child. I ain't no child. I'm grown.
You better do it. I'm beat your butt and put you in bed.
Please. See, y'all heard her. See, she hit me. She going to jail. That's assault. And that hit me on my neck and skin, too. That hurt. Hit me on the shorts. Right there.
It's saying, hey, I need y'all to call me tonight. Curtis, why you putting your number on this live? Don't we got Curtis' number?
Yeah, I got it.
We got your number on our phone.
I got your number.
We'll
Mike.
call you, Curtis, as soon as he get finished praying, because you know he ain't got no power. I'm just kidding. All right, let's go. Merry Christmas.
Bow your big head. Close your eyes real tight.
So the first your stupid self.
You need to bow your head. All right, Heavenly Father, we thank you for this broadcast. We hope that it reached the people that you intended to reach.
Yes.
Heavenly Father, we ask that you continue to bless marriages and families, continue to strengthen them, help everyone to be open to love the way that you love the church. Help us to love our wives. Help marriage continue to grow and blossom and prosper. Help marriage to be the new hip, cool thing that everybody wants to do. Help everyone to just continue to learn their wives and treat their wives with respect and love, and everything society will trickle down from there. We ask that you place a hedge of protection around everyone here on this broadcast, everyone that will watch it later, that you will encamp your angels around them, that no hurt, harm, or danger will come to them.
Yes.
We cancel the assignment of the enemy on all of the couples, on Angie and I as well. We hope that you continue to help us to decrease while you increase, Lord. Give us the words to say your words, that we will always have your message in our mouths, Lord. Help us to stay humble, be who you would have us to be, and help this message to reach all the people that you would have it to reach, Lord. Just help it to explode. We thank you for your blessings, and we call it down in your son Jesus' name right now. And the church said, yeah, amen.
Amen. Hey, Sandra and Keith. Listen, Cedric,
amen.
Maybe move that out of the way.
Amen.
Listen, Cedric preach again this Sunday. His last message topic was there's some holes in this house. He brought it around, but it was, baby, oh my gosh. was stabbing my plumber.
Do you know?
What's wrong with your daddy, Shanice? Oh my God. Stop.
What?
You act like churn. That ain't funny. Oh God, it's so aggravating.
What's wrong? I was trying to make sure you were in the perfect light, honey.
Cedric's last message topic was, there's some hoes in this house.
There's some holes in this house.
And that's what everybody's mind went to immediately.
But that's not what it was.
That wasn't what it was about. But let me tell you something. He always has some old funky, crazy messages with some crazy topics. So I ain't no telling what this is going to be about. We're going to pray that he...
He's tired of us doing the butt.
No, that's not it. Good night. Thank y'all for joining. Please share it again. Subscribe to our event so y'all can get the alerts. Oops. Yes, at church, child.
Oops, I did it again.
Yes.
Is that name a new one?
Yes, it was a good message, though. It's actually about Gomer and, what's the man's name?
Gomer was a hoe.
Yeah, Gomer was a hoe. But her husband kept going to get her whenever she would leave him or somebody else. He was taking
whole type situation.
He was taking care of the kids, and he would try to sell her, and they were beating her, and he would go and get her. And we was like, how many husbands would keep going to get somebody that's a known hoe? You taking care of the kids? I was like, ooh, that's real deep right there.
The Lord told him to marry her.
Switch phones with your spouse for ha. Hey, you know we need to talk about that. It would get on my nerves and his because we get all kind of calls all day long.
You can have my phone.
Yeah, but we leave our phones everywhere. But I know majority of the people that would be death. That would be.
That's a no go.
Oh my Lord, yeah. Our phones. People call me. Where's Cedric? I've been calling his phone. His phone sitting here with me. Why you ain't answer? I don't want to answer my own phone, so I'm not gonna answer it. But you know what, phone? That might be a good one. Like, can you switch phones with your spouse for a day?
Yeah, that's an excellent topic.
Yes, I'm writing that down. Write
that down. That's good.
What's his name?
Yeah, right in here.
This is the fake step team.
Huh?
Sweet.
Oh, I would tell you right in the little book.
That's gonna be a good one. Can we switch phones with your spouse for a day?
You got the other two. What was the second one you said? You got how do you prove your love, and then you said another one too.
The seasons of marriage and making them shorter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, y'all.
She said, somebody asked you what she said? Oh, what Sunday so we all can show up.
It's next Sunday. Show up there. Look, he always have on a tie and be leaning over like he tired.
That's how the old preachers do. I'm from old Baptist church.
You ain't hooping. Huh.
I can't sing. That's why. If I could sing, y'all be in trouble. I come in hooping.
Inbox me.
When God. Hey.
Don't do it.
Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor. 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 Oh, neighbor.
See, yeah, don't hoop, baby. Don't hoop. Just give him the word, sugar. Give him the word. But yes, Michelle, y'all inbox me. I get the location. I got to type all the stuff in there because y'all ain't going to remember what I say. And my cousin said he needs to call him real soon.
Neighbor.
But yes, we enjoyed you. Thank you for watching.
Oh, neighbor.
We'll make sure you subscribe to our events, please, so you can see when we come in on live. Take care. Have a good night. God bless.
Ooh.
Baby, stop doing your mouth like that.
Ooh. I've been giving you some instructions.
Some instructions?
Instructions.
That's what happened when you go to Oak Ridge. You give instructions.
Instructions.
Is that they taught you at Oak Ridge, baby?
Edgewater.
No, I went to Edgewater. We don't say instructions.
Unfortunately. Y'all don't say nothing because y'all didn't graduate. Y'all didn't go to school.
Good night, Michelle. Good night, everybody. Share this video again on your page so people can watch the replay.